Alright, what is up guys, Action Figure Addict 112 here, and we are going to be taking a look at the Mattel WWE Network Spotlight Kurt Angle Elite. So this figure, along with 3 other figures, are part of a Target exclusive line, which was the Network Spotlight line, which was originally a Toys R Us exclusive, but because Toys R Us went out of business, Target ended up taking the line, and we ended up getting this. Now, I don't know if we're getting another Network Spotlight line. I hope we do, because there are some figures that I do want, and hope that we eventually get certain attires through that line. But yeah, it was Kurt Angle, Ricochet, Woken Matt Hardy, and Wendy Richter were the 4 in that set. I never saw this Kurt Angle. I never saw Wendy Richter. Or no, I did see Wendy Richter. I saw her a lot, actually. But I never saw this Kurt Angle, the Ricochet, or the Woken Matt Hardy. Ever. But I went through Macari, and I found a seller that was selling him for a really good price. I did negotiate a little bit, and I got it for a really good price. Which was around, I think, 28, which is not too bad for an Elite. It's still around that $20 range. So, what's special about this Elite, though, and why it's so hard to find and for some reason is very pricey on the secondary market, is because this is actually Kurt Angle's last Elite ever made by Mattel, at least right now. So yeah, they made this Elite. They showed it at Ringside Fest, I think 2019 is when they showed this. Along with that was around the same time they showed the Shayna Baszler, I think this was the Elite 67, I think, or no, this was the Elite 70 something. No, wait. Yeah, I think it was Elite 70, 75? Something like that. Elite 76. It was one of those waves where it had Shayna Baszler, had Jeff Hardy, and had a few others in there. But yeah, they showed a lot of Elites from the kind of mid to early to mid Elite 70 waves. And when I saw this figure, I knew that I really wanted it. So I was kind of was determined to track it down, and I did. So I'm glad. So this is from his WrestleMania 35 match against Baron Corbin. This was his retirement match, and I hate that I'm reminded of that horrible fucking match by this amazing figure. I personally would have liked to have seen him against John Cena, as a lot of us would have, considering that in John Cena's debut match, he took on Kurt Angle. He took on Kurt Angle's open challenge, so I kind of wish we had gotten John Cena versus Kurt Angle, but instead we got Baron Corbin, and that match was fucking terrible. And it's a shame, because WrestleMania 35 was actually a really good WrestleMania. WrestleMania 36 was a really good WrestleMania. No, it was 35. Okay. I thought it was, I keep forgetting. We're at a large number now of WrestleManias, so it's kind of hard to remember which ones. But yeah, I did unfortunately get to watch this match live, and made me really sad that they just wasted Kurt Angle like that. Considering how, technical he is in the ring still at the age of, I think, 40 something. It's pretty incredible. So that's what this attire is from. And I'm really glad that Mattel was able to make this as his final Elite, because it's a really nicely done attire. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the paint. Not really much sculpt because this is pretty much a reuse from, I'm pretty sure it's a reuse from his Elite 69, I think Elite 68 or Elite 69 figure, which I have that one. So I'll do a side-by-side comparison with those. And yeah, and then we'll get into the accessories, and yeah, I'll give you my final thoughts. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and we'll get into the paint and the sculpt. So in terms of the paint is actually really nicely done. I'm very surprised. Usually with Mattel WWE figures, I usually get the shitty end of the stick when it comes to these figures, because I always end up with either QC issues or some type of paint defect or something. But on this one, and yes, I did get this figure sealed, and I did get a chance to open it, so I'm kind of happy about that. Got too much shit in the way. So there we go. So we'll go ahead and we'll focus on the head first. So I'm very surprised with Mattel, because his last figure that came out, they didn't quite get his likeness right in terms of the bald-headed Kurt Angle, not the 1999 Kurt Angle where he still had hair. Like, we're talking like what was it, Great American Bash? Is that what that one was? I think it was either Great American Bash or it might have been Vengeance, when it was a hair versus hair match between Edge and him. But in terms of this head scan, it's really nicely done. The other one that they did, or actually no, they did two different ones. They did one for the Shield Kurt Angle, which that one, I hate that head sculpt. It looks too damn goofy. And then the one that they did before, it just wasn't right, and they weren't using the face scan technology yet on those. They were just sculpting the head still, and then the first Kurt Angle head they did was really goofy, and I didn't like it, so I didn't get that Elite. But this one, they actually got his likeness right. It actually looks just like Kurt Angle, so that's pretty awesome. I'm very happy about that. It looks just like him. Looks really good. Now we move down to the singlet. And this is really nicely done too. What I really like about it is that it's not like his traditional singlets. Like, it reminds me very much of like his Impact days or his New Japan days, because he actually did wrestle in New Japan. Him and Brock Lesnar actually wrestled in New Japan. I want to say around 2006 or 2007, I think. Or maybe it was like 2005, actually. And Kurt Angle was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, yeah, I love the red and white, and then the blue up here with the stars. And then on this side, it's just half black with the blue trim there and the red in the center, and it does say Kurt Angle on it with the stars. It's really nicely done. There's a little paint boo-boo right there, which I didn't actually notice, and then there's some black bleeding on there. See, I told you, sometimes I mostly get paint defected figures, but it's not too terribly bad. I usually get worse than that. And then there's some slight bleeding right here on the singlet, but overall, it could definitely be worse. It definitely wasn't my Elite 79 Bobby Fish. At least the face on here is actually really nicely done. And then yeah, you have some little bit of red bleeding onto the white there. So that's it's Mattel. And then we go down to his, well, actually, you know what, let me focus on this here. So he does have his glove. I think this is a glove, I think, or maybe he taped up his hands. No, it was a glove. That's right, he wore some type of glove or something that night. And I can't quite remember what it was. It was something he had on this hand. And it's painted in matte black, and then you have the peg that's a skin tone color, but I'd kind of rather it be a skin tone color instead of it, you know, being painted black, because it would have chipped off anyway. But if they could have, I would have preferred that had been molded in black. But it's not too terrible. And then we get down to the knee pads, and this is actually really nice. I like the knee pads on here too. They're painted around the calves, close to the calves, right there. Let me see if I can get it to focus here. I just had it. There we go. Yeah, so you can see right there where the calves are. They're painted there, and then you actually have the rest of the design going on the knee pads there, which I really like. And then we get into the shoes. I really like these shoes. Because they're not boots, they're like actual shoes. And I really like these. They're like the red, white, and blue color, but the blue on these is really nicely done. And then you have the white on the sides, and then you have the red for the trim, and then you have the black up here. They just, when you have the figure like this, hang on one second, let me zoom out. When you have the figure like this, just standing, like, look at that pops, man. And I really like that. I like that. Because I don't even remember him wearing these shoes, but when I took the figure out of the package, I was like, wow, I really like those shoes. Those are really nice. So yeah, so that's pretty much the paint. Like I said, the sculpt is pretty much the same, because I'm pretty sure it uses the same exact body as this Kurt Angle, which I have Jack's Ruthless Aggression head on here because I hated that figure so much. Actually, no, I'm sorry, this isn't a WWE. This is actually a TNA head from one of Kurt Angle's TNA figures that I had as a kid. I brought it, I had it, and the body was all scuffed up and stuff, but the head was still good, so I was like, you know what, let me just sculpt, pop that head off and pop it back on here, or pop the head off of that and put it on here because the skin tones match. So I did, and I actually like this head sculpt. I know a lot of people like to bash the shit out of Jack's, but some of the Jack's head sculpts look better than some of the Mattel head sculpts, so it's crazy. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much the same body, and yeah, pretty much the same parts except for the knee pads and of course the boots. But yeah, I really like this. Really like this Kurt Angle. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the accessories now. So in terms of the accessories, you do get an extra set of hands, which are these open hands that were somewhere around here. There they are. So you get one that has the painted hand tape, or I guess maybe it might be hand tape. I think it is just a glove or something like that. So you do get that. It's actually painted relatively well. And then you get this one here that's just in the regular skin tone. So you get those, and then this is where, well, you know what? No, hang on. So you also get this gold medal that you can actually take off around his neck if you have the entrance Kurt Angle, the Kurt Angle that I just showed you from the Team Angle from WrestleMania, I think 21, if I remember correctly. Or the Milkamania Kurt Angle, you already have this gold medal. So this one's actually different from the previous ones because this one has the blue with the stars on it. And then on the one that I just showed you, They gave him 2 of these gold medals, but he has the red, white, and blue on it. So I actually kind of like these ones better than these ones. These ones just kind of look generic, but this one looks a lot better and it matches this half of the attire, so I like it. So I really like that. I don't know why they gave him 1 though, because if I remember right, he actually won 2 gold medals. I think 1 for wrestling or I think he actually won 2 gold medals for wrestling, but I guess he only has 1 gold medal now. I'm very confused as to what's going on here, but anyway, yeah, so there's that. And then I get into the one thing that I absolutely hate with wrestling figures, and that is whenever we get these shitty rubber shirts. So this Kurt Angle comes with a rubber shirt that says "You suck, thank you" as the Angle logo in the middle, and it says 1999 to 2019. And then on the back it says "Farewell Match 4719." Now, like I said, I absolutely hate these fucking things. I will never ever use them, and they will just probably go in the trash because I fucking hate these hard rubber things. Like, was it too much to give him a fucking shirt that literally had this and this on the back? Because I feel like it wasn't too much to give him this. Just saying. You know, considering that the Ricochet that came in the exact same wave as him had soft goods, had a soft goods shirt that had the Ricochet logo on it, but then you couldn't have given Kurt Angle a decent fucking shirt that, you know, said "You suck, thank you" and then had the date of his match on the back. Considering this is his farewell attire, you know what I mean? Like his last match, you just give him this shirt. So no, this is trash. That is trash. That's a big no. Okay, that's a no. And it's possible, okay? Not only myself, but Andy has proved that it's possible for Mattel to do soft goods, because Jazzwares can do soft goods on their fucking figures, okay? Orange Cassidy got soft goods. This Cody Rhodes that just came out got soft goods. Both Matt and Nick Jackson from Series 1 got soft goods. The TNT, ringside exclusive TNT champion, Cody Rhodes, also has soft goods. The John Moxley chase, soft goods. MJF, even though I fucking hate MJF, got a soft goods shirt. Scarf, and so did the Series 1 Jericho. So it's possible to do soft goods in a $20 line without, you know, going over budget, because I do realize that these lines have budgets, but if you're telling me that you can give 1 figure soft goods but you can't give 2 figures, especially one that desperately needs a soft good shirt, then there's some issues. Alright, so no, fuck that rubber good shirt. And we'll go ahead and we'll get into the size comparisons now. So let me zoom out here, and we will go ahead and we'll get into the size comparison. So I'll move these out of the way and do some size comparison. So here is how the Network Spotlight Kurt Angle compares to his previous figure. Even though the head is definitely bigger than this one here, I think it scales all right. Oh, you know what? Let me just prove something. Okay, so this Kurt Angle here, he actually came with soft goods. Okay, he came with the soft goods jacket that he actually wore at Mania. against Brock Lesnar for the Undisputed Championship, which this Kurt Angle, or when Kurt Angle was doing the Team Angle thing, he actually wore a soft goods, what do you call it, hoodie, and look at that. Mattel actually gave him the fucking hoodie. It says Team Angle on it, and it says Team Angle on the back, and has the stars. So, yeah, Mattel, you can give him this, but you can't give him soft goods for this, so that's bullshit. I'm sorry. My rant's over for that. Okay, so that's how those two scale. Here's how he scales with a female figure. I'm going to grab Shayna Baszler right here. So this is how he scales next to the first time in the line Shayna Baszler, our SAW Women's Champion. And here is how he scales next to an AEW figure from Jazzwares. So I'm going to go with my boy Darby Allin here. So that is how they scale. They scale relatively well. So I'm very, very happy about that. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this review. So overall, I really like this Kurt Angle. If you're a fan of Kurt Angle, I definitely would recommend getting this figure before it goes up any more in price, because I would say, yeah, this, skip the other Kurt Angles, like skip the Team Angle one and just go for this one. Unless you need the soft goods, then you can get it there, or if you need the soft goods jacket, I'm pretty sure Threadhead can make you one, and it would fit over this Kurt Angle. So yeah, I'm very satisfied with this Kurt Angle. It's just a really nicely done, a really nicely done figure by Mattel. Just surprising, because Mattel usually tends to fuck up their WWE figures, but sometimes there's those little gems that seem to peek through and shine brighter than the rest. So anyway, with that being said, that is going to do it for me. Actually, you know what? Hang on one second. I need to, I'm actually going to go ahead here and compare him to Mr. Freshly Squeezed right there, Orange Cassidy. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and Action Figure Addict 112 out.